It's mid-January and the Golden Bears' regular season is winding down. The defending Canada West champs have won 15 of their 16 games thus far. However, it doesn't mean that they're satisfied with their level of play.
Do your job. Play. Have some confidence in yourself. You don't have to be superstar. Do your role.
Anything less than excellence doesn't cut it in this program.
When we're obviously not playing or living up to that standard, we need a reminder of who we are and what we're capable of doing.
You can't wear the crest lightly, that's for sure. I mean, you got to come in here and you got to want excellence every single day.
That's kind of just a mentality that I think is instilled in every one of our members on the team.
We're recruiting young men to come here. We're looking for people that want to push for excellence. Everyone's, pushing for that university degree. Everyone's trying to get the most out of themselves athletically. For a coach, that's a dream come true.
All of us got to start stepping up. This is our time.
The intensity of Monday's practice ahead of the team's home-and-home series with the MacEwan Griffins highlights how serious the Golden Bears are about their aspirations this year.
I think we knew we had a really special team this year. We had a lot of returners and a lot of talent.
I see depth. I see guys in every position that can just that can fill the need, fill the roles.
The communication is at a level that I've never experienced before. When you mess up on the court, people are going to tell you. When you do good, people are going to support you.
I don't think that any team can beat us if we're playing to our best of our abilities. It's just being able to consistently roll out a performance like that. That's going to be a real challenge.
Bears on 2-on-2. Bears.
The Golden Bears' best is when they completely shut down the opposition, allowing only 63 points a game so far, tops in the conference.
We've got a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball, and some days you're not going to hit shots and other days you will. But what always travels and what always works is defense.
By yourself, you're there, I see you. This side.
We spend a lot of time on court practicing defense and a lot of time just honing in on maybe 2 or 3 players in the team that we have to stop to win. And I think to our credit, there's been a lot of games where we've shut down players that have caused problems to other teams.
I know for me, that's pretty much all I care about in the game. Anything else is just kind of icing on the cake.
That guy will play 35 minutes of defense and diving on the floor and boxing out and not shoot once and be so happy that we won.
We have another guy, Dwan Williams. He's one of the top defenders in Canada West, no doubt. He takes the best player on the other team and he always does a great job on him.
They know what it takes to have a chance to play into March, and if we're not defending, we're not going to have that opportunity.
Coach Craddock knows what he's talking about. He's the only coach to ever take 3 separate programs to the national championships. Now in his 13th year as a head coach, 6th with the University of Alberta, Craddock's focus is to bring out the very best in every single player.
He's real passionate about the game, and I like that. He doesn't really let things slide. He wants to push everyone to be their best and to reach their full potential, and that's what I like about him.
And it could be switched, right? We can switch this.
He never lets us get by with anything better than what he thinks is our best.
That was why I came up here from the U.S. is because of just the impact that he can have on my basketball career and how he can help me get to where I can reach my goals.
It's a rewarding career that you're working with all these young men, talented guys, and helping them along a path that I went along as a student athlete years ago, and that's the most rewarding part.
The players don't have to look far to be reminded of the success of this historic program. A visit to the Sports Hall of Fame, just steps across from the old main gym where the Bears played so many years, highlights its best teams. Those same pictures are found in the team dressing room, a daily reminder of what they too can accomplish.
Coming here to join a team that has such a good history, I feel like it was really humbling, and I was just more than proud and coming here and put on that jersey.
Funny enough, when I first got hired here, they'd won the conference title the year before, and I asked our administration about when we were going to have a banner celebration, and they said, no, only the national championship banners are going up around here. That was a wake up to kind of what the department's pushing for here at University of Alberta. It's challenging, but exciting. What else would you want your bosses to say, really?
I think it's in my personality to just kind of release tension. Because tension's built up in practice, and if you can do something, just minimize that a little. If I play a game, if you have your hand to the side, if you get your arm through it and back, it's called a weasel. How you doing, bud? It's the most stupid game, and everyone hates it bar me. Because I'm good at it, because I constantly keep an eye out for it. I killed it.
From one end of the bench to the other, this team gets along, and you can see it every day.
I've never been on a team where everybody is I guess, solid around each other.
Strangely close. Like it's kind of, at least a little weird.
I feel like everyone has good chemistry with each other, and that's what's going to help us on the court, obviously, as well.
Real-time report by Andre Kelly. Looking like
you want to hear, man? What do you want to hear? Don't start.
I ain't gonna do it. Hey, I'm getting close.
That chemistry is most evident between Andre Kelly and Jonah Wiesa's brotherly trash talk, with their respective hairlines at the forefront of discussion all week. Even when the team goes out for their weekly wing night tradition, no one is safe.
Man, your forehead looks like you got a lot on your mind, bro.
It's not proper table manners, man. You gotta take the hat off. Let me see what's under that. What are you hiding? What are you hiding?
They can go at each other for days.
The tightness of this group is even more special when you consider how far some of these student athletes have come from, whether it's Europe, the US, or Eastern Canada.
First team defense, Jeffrey. Everybody is away from home, and this is the closest thing to a family that you have, and this, truly this year for sure, is the closest thing to a family I could get.
A lot of the guys that aren't from here, they all get together and kind of make that feeling, you know?
Yeah, I feel like this is a kind of a second home for us.
It's a foul.
Each player's journey to the Golden Bears program is unique.
Hey, tell the Mike you got me. Tell the Mike you fouled me.
Jeff Pippas played for UBC for 3 years and then ended up taking a couple years off. When he wanted back in, nobody was willing to give him a shot until Craddock offered Jeff the chance to show the program what he could still do.
Some of my teammates, the first day we met, they didn't know if I was a coach or a player. I didn't really know myself either. Good job, White. Good D, White. I worked my butt off to get in shape and get in school, and it worked out. And this has been the most rewarding years of basketball in my life, for sure.
Others, like LYNDON ANNETTS, spent years watching the Golden Bears play before getting to don the jersey themselves.
It's pretty cool. It means a lot to me. I know there's probably some kid in the crowd that is wanting to be the next guy to kind of follow that step, so it's pretty cool to be able to do that.
Another player who had the same dream growing up not only played for the Bears, but broke almost every one of the team's records and is now known as Coach Jordan Baker after a couple years playing pro.
He'll pull me off on the side, tell me something, I'll go do it, and it'll work. Just like that.
It's amazing to have Jordan back on the bench with us, because everything he tells you or everything he says seems like, you know, he's been in this position not a long time ago.
Obviously, to get to the level he was at, he was incredibly dedicated. And so when he can start to pass that on to the guys in the program, I mean, that's a perfect scenario.
Yeah, the guys have been really receptive, which is the biggest part. I mean, you got to be willing to go out and try something, and you know, they've done a great job, and you know, our record shows.
And now the Golden Bears bring that 15-1 record across the river to MacEwan University on a snowy Thursday night.
We don't want to do anything different this weekend than we do when we're playing, you know, the #1 team in the country or at nationals. We just want to play our game.
It all just comes down from the heart, and we have to really just provide energy. We have to just work and have that hunger.
Gaya will step back for 3. Mamadou Gaya made that look silky smooth. Tawadam took a step back. He makes it count. Low for Brody Clark. Nice pass for Gaya. And Gaya stretches out for that one, and great body control. Gaya calls for the charge. Juwan Williams will find a wide open LYNDON ANNETTS, and he had all day to think about that one, Travis. He makes no mistake. Blocked by Brody Clark, as he's been defending the rim here for the Golden Bears. Wadhams puts it up off the glass and in. Good job there.
Let's go support each other, right? And get this done in the second.
Williams for a 3, and he connects. 8-point lead now for the University of Alberta. The bucket to fall, chance for a 3-point play. Yeah, just cuts through the Griffins defense like a hot knife through butter. No stopping that guy on that play. Kicks out for Kelly. Extra pass finds Ivan Akome, and he makes no mistake from 3-point range.
Who's going to come and start putting their best foot forward so we can compete to be a best team in the country? The last 3 games, have we been like the best team in the country? No, not close. And if you're not happy with your performance, we won't be.
The U of A comes out on top 74-56, but even so, this team isn't satisfied with the way they played. They know they have to be better. The University of Alberta has placed in the top 5 of university rankings in Canada for many years. It's a prestigious school with a rich history, which is why so many of these Golden Bears wanted to play here. These athletes are students first, and then they have to balance 2 full-time schedules.
I just had to make a weekly schedule of when to study. I make study blocks of when I'm going to work, when I'm going to go over lessons, or when I'm going to practice, work out. So I feel like I'm organized.
The engineering department's really understanding of my situation. They are very supportive of athletes at this school, so I'm lucky that I'm able to extend my degree over a few extra years.
And if anyone falls behind, they have ANNETTS to answer to. He's become the school sheriff in the locker room.
I don't care how they do it as long as they get it done. That's the most important thing. I think everybody's first year here is a huge learning experience in that, because it's a lot different than high school when you have people helping you. So the most important things is communicating with your teachers, communicating with Barnaby, getting all the help you need, stuff like that.
It's definitely a massive part of the history, tradition of this program. The amount of people that have graduated from here and are now, CEOs and in management and running things around Alberta and Canada and worldwide is quite an impressive list.
Saturday's rematch holds extra significance as it's senior night, where all the graduating players will be honored before tip-off as per tradition.
It's 5 dedicated years of their life given to a university, given to a program, and countless, unpaid hours for them of work and sweat. So, these guys deserve it when they get to that point, and it's nice. It can be a little emotional as the head coach, because you got some great ties with these young men as they finish 5 years.
I mean, just to be there and realize that it's been now 5 years and I'm the guy who's leaving, it's just something that I cannot really describe, and I just can't wait to see how it feels.
I make it 5 times a week because I can't cook anything else.
The team has organized a potluck at Cole Knutson's house after Friday's light practice. Admittedly, the cooking looks pretty good overall, but it's not always the case.
Jonah, he came, we had him over a couple weeks ago, and he brought us a cheesecake for dessert, but it was expired like 2 weeks before, so I had a piece to make him not feel bad, but yeah, it's not great.
If you don't have a sense of humor, you're not going to cut it. And it's just constant jokes and constant card games and board games and video games and Andre Kelly and Jonah Wyessa just talking about each other. It doesn't get old.
Don't let them do this to you! Don't let them do this to you!
The final battle of the foreheads emerges once dinner has been eaten, when someone pulls out the tape measure in the name of science.
Chill, bro. Phil's more of a family than not a team.
I trust you, Vincent. I trust
That's
you.
a 3. That's a 3. That's like a 2.4.
That's kind of been one of the biggest things, building chemistry like that. It's taken 3 years of being together, but I think right now this is as close a team as I've seen.
The final score is 2.76 to 2.53.
You can see it when things are going and we're taking on court, everyone's bought in, everyone's celebrating together. Someone from the end of the bench to the top of the bench, everyone still is happy either way.
The team's closeness makes it easier for everyone to forget what's best for them and worry about what's best for the team. With all these talented individuals, the players knew they would have to sacrifice their numbers.
Coming into training camp, we saw how talented our roster was. We were like, okay, well, we have to find a way to take all the talent we have and be able to play as one unit.
It really comes down to knowing your role and what you got to do for the team to succeed, and if that means sacrificing shots, that's what you got to do, because that's going to be the best possible outcome.
With this team, it's just prevalent everywhere. We wouldn't be 15-1 without those guys having that type of mindset.
Your contributions and presence in the program has been massive over your 2 years here. You're fitting in from day one. We knew we had the right thing with Jeff coming here. Certain players come around once every 5 years in a basketball program. Type of players that end up defining the culture of your program. Over 1,500 career points and is currently top 25 in the history of our conference. We got a few more games left in this gym, moms. Let's give the fans what they came to see.
The Golden Bears will go on to win this game as well as the last 4 of the regular season. They'll enter the playoffs as the #1 seed in the conference with hopes of repeating as Canada West champs. And maybe even showing the rest of the country what can happen if everyone only accepts their very best.
I remember my first year when I first walked in the gym on my visit. I literally walked on the Golden Bear side and it just felt like home.
I thought my senior night was going to be in 2015.
First, thank you to the alumni, the
support you guys have shown, every one of you. After every game, there's always so many handshakes and hugs and hey, how are you doing? And great game and how's school going and all that.
I'm proud to say that I play for you, Coach.
I don't know if we could keep this team going without you anymore. I don't know how you can ever leave anymore. You're going to have to get that signed or contract.
You guys make this run, and you don't need to dedicate the amount of time you do to this program, but you're here. You guys make this show run, and it's much appreciated. So thank you, coaches. My grandpa's almost 90. He still has a better hairline than both Andre and John.